Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be talking about my relocating process from Kenya to New Zealand. So here I'm just packing everything in my room. So sorry for the mess, but this is just how I was able to sort everything out by just laying everything on the floor so that I could see what I actually need to carry. And such an undeciding process because I wanted to carry everything but I couldn't because of the luggage limit. But just imagine packing your whole life into a suitcase. We were able to pack up everything in the house, gave away some stuff, sold some stuff. After packing up the whole house, we moved into an Airbnb a week and a half prior to traveling, if I'm not wrong, so that we could just enable the renters. We were renting out our home to move in nicely. Moving into the Airbnb, we were able to self-isolate ourselves. We were taking a lot of cautionary measures, like only going out just to get like groceries and essential items, because at that moment COVID was actually peaking and we were just scared. We didn't want to get COVID just before we traveled. Yeah, we took a lot of measures. So we took COVID tests 48 hours before traveling. I think that's because during that period the results are viable. Our flight was at midnight, but we arrived at the airport a few hours earlier just to make sure everything will go off swiftly and smoothly. So before you enter the terminal, they ask for your COVID results just to fact check and make sure that you're good to go. On the flight, there was social distancing measures whereby in between two rows there was free seating where no one was allowed to sit. So there's the first row where people would sit, the second row no one was allowed to sit, and the third row there'd be people sitting. And we were not allowed to take off our masks only while we were eating. And I don't know if the flight itself didn't have much people or it was just big enough to accommodate all of us with all those social distancing measures, but they actually did a good job. So they gave us travel kits as well that had sanitizers, fresh face masks, gloves if needed, and wet wipes. And we were also advised to change the face masks every 5 hours. The flight was approximately 5 to 5.5 hours because we left Nairobi, JKIA at midnight, and we were in Dubai at around 5:30 a.m. I'm not quite sure if that was the Dubai time or the Kenyan time, but I know the flight was supposed to take 5 to 5.5 hours. We had a 1 hour layover in Dubai before we got onto our next flight, which was a direct flight to Auckland, and I think it was about 18-19 hours on the flight, if I'm not wrong. At the airport, after going through customs and all the entry procedures, we were given details on the managed isolation facility we'd be taken to quarantine for the next 14 days. And this is just how New Zealand was able to control COVID. They developed a system, MIQ, if you're not familiar with it, it's the managed isolation, before you're able to actually book a ticket into the country, you had to book and get a slot at MIQ, which is quite hard, but we managed. We were then taken to our isolation facility and briefed on all procedures we'd have to take and what exactly to do. After taking our luggage and settling in a bit, we were then escorted to take another COVID test. So this is the second COVID test I'm getting in a span of 56, 72, I'd say 72 hours. So this is just a quick little video of how the room looked like. I had my own room and my parents were in the next. The only thing separating us was a door joining the two rooms that we were able to use to maintain our bubble. So there was entry into my room and there was entry into their room through that door. They had nurses and health professionals on the clock checking up on you, calling to ask if you're getting any symptoms, if you're okay with everything, if you need anything, and if you had any symptoms, you could just call them and let them know. We were also allowed to go for managed walks outside as an exercise, but during specific times. So what you'd exactly do is ring the reception up, ask them if there's space or a spot to go for a walk, and they'd let you know if there's actual availability to go for the walk. Then they'd send someone up to take you for the walk while you maintained social distance. A brief rundown of my relocating process. If you have any questions regarding the process, or if you're just curious to know more, please do ask in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.